Good morning, my Knick fans, my NBA fans, Candid Corner aficionados. How y'all doing? Firstly, I do want to apologize that we could not deliver a great show for you guys last night. Couple of technical difficulties as far as personnel and things like that went down, but Wednesday we're still going to give you a good show tomorrow night. As far as the draft special, we're going to be live. I got a special guest that I'm going to introduce to you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully, if everything goes smoothly, should have some Twitter alum in the building. State of New York should be in the building. A couple other folk, Freezy. So that should be really, really cool. It's just draft reaction, you know what I mean? A little bit of discussion, stuff like that. That should be fun. But I want to just let everybody know I was right. Ask the crew, because behind the scenes, what we were doing, we're trying to figure out, we were going to do the whole draft last night ourselves, like we were the GMs. So that was going to be really cool. And one of the things, I ended up being the GM of the Bucks for the 24th pick. And I also traded the 24th pick in Eric Bledsoe. So I thought that was very interesting when I got up this morning to see that that was there. The Chris Paul thing is interesting. There's a lot of moving parts to that and a lot of opinions, and we'll see. Knick fans, my beloved Knick fans, we are at a most irregular time in our lives right now, because we don't have to make moves, but we're going to make moves to get better. We have the cap space, we have the draft picks. The one thing that we have also to deal with, however, is the rumor mill and honestly our own inner feelings, our own proclivities and fears and worries and nervousness over, the past. And it's hard to get over the past. I know that. Trust me. It is no way near easy to get over, especially a past where the one thing that you can say is that we have been consistent in picking interesting picks, with the exception, I feel like, of RJ Barrett, who will be a star. Fred VanVleet is not a negative. It's not a knock. He's not a knock. So if that's where they go, I've been hearing Gallinari making a triumphant return to MSG. These are not horrible pickups, like at all. They're pickups that tell you, however, that the Knick organization values the youth core a little bit more than I think we do. I mean, we have to tether our expectations and calm down with the way that we treat our own players. We are really, really corny for that. We think we're being altruistic and, we're being fair and real, but in essence, trying to trade RJ Barrett after being here for 1 year is ridiculous. Absolutely appalling. You know what I mean? Oh, Mitch is our best guy, so we have to trade him before we pay him. What in the world kind of concept of consistent losing is this? We are so, I hate to say, ingrained into not believing in our organization that we don't believe in the organization. Whether the organization is giving us reason for that or not, which they actually aren't at this point. They are giving us all kinds of reason to be patient with them and rock out with them, because they're doing the right thing. They're hiring the right people. They're looking at our team the right way. And guys, we don't need to make splash trades. Just because the trade deadline just because the trade moratorium is lifted, doesn't necessarily mean we have to make a move. I saw a whole lot of, oh my God, we didn't make any moves yet. What's going on? And I'm nervous. Why? Why are we nervous? because we are putting old expectations on a brand new core. And quite honestly, because we're not sure what this brand new core is going to do. But you got to, at some point, calm down, bring it back. Nobody argued that Leon Rose was not a good hire. No one is arguing that Tom Thibodeau is not a good coach for this team. So let these people who are hired to do a job do it. And Lord have mercy, Knick fans, take Dolan's name out of your mouth. Like, this is getting ridiculous. I mean, Dolan has not interfered since Melo. That's like 2013. It's been 7 years, guys. You know, stop letting the media tell you what you think, please. You know, and it's not hard to just kick back and look. One of the main reasons why the Met fans hated the Wilpons running the organization is because the Wilpons were cheap. The Wilpons did not open up their wallet to bring in players to help out the organization no matter what. They tried to stay cheapy, and that's why, you know, we celebrated Steve Cohen buying the team. Then in the same breath, it was like, oh, so now we just got to get rid of Dolan. And I'm like, but what did Dolan do to deserve to get rid of? I'm confused. Are y'all just lumping in old stuff? You know, and sorry, Oakley, I don't care if you got circuit court judge, whatever. You're corny for what you're doing. You know what I mean? You were corny that night. And it's really corny that you have just elected not to just let this go, bruh. You know what I mean? But that's between you and him and has nothing to do with the organization. And, you know, you lost me when you started talking sideways about PUing, y'all. So you need to just reevaluate your life situation and, you know what I mean? And maybe put the bottle down and stop listening to advice from bad people. And I'm going to just leave that like that. But I say all that to say, Dolan is not a problem right now, so let's not pretend that he is. We are in a very cool position right now, and let's not throw that away by being all anxious and nervous and worried because people are waxing poetic about what we're going to do when nobody actually knows, aside from maybe Macri and Ian Begley. You know, just keeping it a buck. Woj drops the bombs, but Ian knows the Knicks. So I'm riding with what those gentlemen have to say and nobody else. And that's really where I'm at with it. You know, this is a good time for us. It's already showing that we're being disciplined and we're being smart and we're not jumping out there. And it's interesting to see that Victor Oladipo and Russell Westbrook really don't have a lot of stock right now. That might actually bode well for us for that salary dump idea if we actually continue on with that. So, listen, Westbrook is not no bum player. Will y'all stop trying to act like he is? That's ridiculous. He's not. You know what I mean? And he's not this black hole of basketball that all of a sudden y'all trying to turn him into either. So all of this I find is very interesting because it's like you have to come up with a storyline or an agenda to make yourself feel a way about a player. And I don't really understand it. You know, sure, MSG does not need butts in the seats or somebody to do that. And we're darn sure not battling Brooklyn. Brooklyn is not the goal. If we beat Brooklyn, does that get us a ring? Does that get us a chip? No. And we're already the more popular team in New York. So what in the world is this Brooklyn issue? Will y'all stop worrying about neighbors? Stop worrying about the Joneses, man. We're not trying to keep up with the Joneses. We're trying to win a chip. There is a huge difference between the two of those things. You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, just sit back. We'll know tomorrow night, not at 8:30ish, we'll know what the deal is as far as who we're picking, you know. And I don't honestly, and I've said this to folk before, I'm not jumping up and down about a point guard. And yo, I'll say it, what? Frank Ntilikina's my point guard. Now, if they have him playing on the wing more, okay, that's cool too. So then we might need somebody, and in that case, that's why I'm like Van Vliet. No problem. You know what I mean? If we get Russ, that's another interesting thing. But for me, if we get Russ, we really need the youth to step up a notch this season. Because we need to be able to get Russ going somewhere by next season if it so happens that he comes here. That's really the main reason why I don't really want him here. It's not that, I don't think he's a great player or he won't fit. It's that he's at a different place in his career. All of his buddies and friends are winning ships or close to it. You know what I mean? So that's where he is, and that's where he wants to be, and that's fine. Go win, go where you can win now. The Knicks are not win now. And that Stephen Bondy article about Tibbs wanting to win now. First of all, guys, anything Bondy write, take with 18 grains of salt. Let's just leave it like that, because nothing he really writes ends up coming to fruition. So we run around with all these storylines, but not many of them are actually valid. All right, listen. I done waxed enough for now about where we are with this trade season. Let Knick fans calm down, let them cook, and trust that they know what they're trying to do. I mean, again, my biggest thing was, how are you going to start trading pieces away if you really don't even know what you got as far as pieces? You haven't really seen them on the floor. It's like you're trying to make a recipe, but you don't know if instead of going to check your cupboard to see if you already got the groceries, you go to the store. Now you got duplicate groceries. That's the thing I didn't want for us, is duplicate groceries. So it looks like they're doing the right thing, at least for now. We always do tether that with that little grain of salt, the little asterisk for now. But it's good moves. We don't need splashes. We need consistency. We need the strong core. And that's what we need to go forward with. So I'm looking forward to Isaac Okoro, Devin Vassell, because I feel like we need a small forward or forward even on the team. I don't think we need to go point guard again. Again, everyone has their opinion. I see a lot of point guards, but it's like I see us wanting point guards every single year. Every single year. It takes more than a good point guard to move the needle. And yes, I understand the New York point guard. Okay, we need to get over that. All right, we need to have the New York basketball team. You know what I'm saying? So listen, guys, have a great day. It's Tuesday. It's the eve before the big party tomorrow night, and it's going to be a big party tomorrow night. So strap in, kick it up. I'll talk to you guys then. If anything else pops off about trades, I mean, there's been a bunch of news, but I'll break more of it down a little bit later. I figure I'll do a couple of these during the trade season. That way we can all, catch up with what's happening. All right, so I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great one.